Wait, you didn't talk about Jazz. I got you. This brings us to the fighter spotlight of the week, baby. And yes, she went in my parlays. And yes, she got the job done by decision like we expected her to. That's right. Fighter spotlight of the week goes to Jasmine Jasudavicius, spelled Jasudavicius. But yeah, Jasmine Jasudavicius gets a huge win over Mayra Buena Silva. Let's talk about her. Now, Jasmine Jasudavicius does not have a nickname. Interesting. Let's give her one. I don't know what it is, but she trains at a Niagra Top Team. She's been training there since 2016 till present, her entire career. And Niagra Top Team is in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. That's actually where she was born and raised by her parents. Now she's 35 years old right now, at flyweight. It's a little up there, so we really should start pushing her now with this big win streak that she has accumulated over the last couple years. But she's born March 1st, 1989, 5'7", 68-inch reach. She's 13-3, 2 KOs, 3 submission wins. Now, she was born in 1989, like I said, in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, to John and Rita Lianga. So her maiden name is Lianga. She grew up as the middle child with 2 other siblings. Now, she was an athlete when she was in school, but she never really kept up with anything besides that, right? So by chance, she runs into Chris Pickett in 2016, and she decides, you know what? MMA is kind of fun. I get to use my athletic skills. I get to beat up people, get some aggression out. I'm good at this grappling thing. Yeah, let me do it. So she meets Chris Pickett and she starts training. And then she starts taking amateur bouts in 2017. She goes 4-0. 4 wins, no losses. She took on Bridget Chase July 13th, 2019 at World Fighting Championships 109. And she wins the fight via rear naked choke in round 2. She got a taste for blood that fight. She was like, oh, yeah, I'm good at this. I think I can keep doing this. And guess what? After that, she goes pro. After winning 4 fights, she goes pro. And guess what? She takes on Bridget Chase, submission, rear naked choke. Kylie O'Hearn, decision, Cage Titans Combat Night 2, also September of 2019. Christina Adcock, TKO knees to the body, BTC 8, November 30th of 2019 in the first round. And Gabriella Golfin, TKO knees, Cage Fury Fighting Championship 81, February 1st of 2020, just before the pandemic, round 1 in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. So she's 4-0, doing great as a pro. Takes on Elise Reed. Yes, UFC veteran Elise Reed. Loses a split decision. This is at Cage Fury 83. Yeah, in August of 2020. So keep in mind, she's fighting through the pandemic. She's not even sure if she really wants to keep doing this, but she's winning until this loss in the pandemic. This came in Philadelphia, right? Then she goes back a whole 10 events later. So think about that time gap. August 13th of 2020, she doesn't fight again until March 12th of 2021. Now, we all know the pandemic happened. There was issues there, but she already fought in August. So let's ignore that fact. Takes on Ashley Dean, returns to flyweight. That bout against Elise Reed was at strawweight. So maybe the weight was an issue. Who knows? But she ended up losing that fight, goes back to flyweight to take on Ashley Dean, gets a unanimous decision win. Now she's feeling confident again. Now she's feeling like she can do this. Then she gets noticed by Dana White and gets a fight on Dana White's Contender Series 39 against Julia Polastri. This is September 14th of 2021, just about 6 months after her last fight in Cage Fury. And she gets the unanimous decision win. She's secured her UFC contract at this point. Now from here, Jasmine, doing really good. She's got a team of killers behind her, helping her get better every single day. You know, Mike Malott is also on her team. Keep in mind. And she's growing every day. She gets a fight against Kay Hansen. Now, we already know Kay Hansen really tough. Also a UFC vet, obviously. Well, I consider UFC vet anyone with like more than 2 or 3 fights in the UFC, not just one fight. So, yeah. So Kay Hansen beats up Kay Hansen. Kay Hansen, fan favorite. Everybody likes Kay Hansen. But she beats her up. Unanimous decision win at UFC 270. This is January 22nd of 2022. Now she gets the first loss of her UFC career, taking on Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva, very tough competition. She's ranked right now. She's number 5 at flyweight right now. So we will see that rematch in the future because she loses to Natalia Silva. Unanimous decision. This is on UFC on ESPN, Kattar versus Emmett in June 18th of 2022. She loses to Natalia Silva, takes another fight about 8 months later against Gabriela Fernandez, gets a unanimous decision win, uses that same grappling marauder style that we've seen her use time and time again in the UFC. And then she gets a real tough matchup that everybody thinks she's going to lose against Miranda Maverick. And guess what? Jasmine Jasudavicius surprised the shit out of everybody at UFC 289 with a unanimous decision win over Miranda Maverick. What a win. That was at the time, that was the biggest feather in her cap. So then the UFC matches her up because that's June 10th of 2023. They match her up against Tracy Cortez, another ranked fighter, by the way. She's ranked 11th at flyweight, right above Jasmine Jasudavicius. Another rematch waiting for her. So I'd love to see that fight again. But Jasmine Jasudavicius takes on Tracy Cortez, loses unanimously. That was on UFC Fight Night Grasso versus Shevchenko 2, when Shevchenko was robbed by that judge in round 5. Somehow calling Alexa Grasso a 10-8. That was crazy. But anyways, on that same night, she loses to Tracy Cortez. Then she starts this 4-fight win streak at UFC 297. Submission win over Priscilla Cachoeira, getting a performance of the night bonus. Anaconda choke. Nice little anaconda. Okay. It was supposed to be a flyweight bout, but Cachoeira had trouble making weight, so it was changed to a bantamweight bout. So Jasmine has fought at strawweight, flyweight, and bantamweight, essentially. But she wins the fight by the choke. And she sets a record in this fight, guys. I don't know if you know. They might have put it on a graphic on the fights yesterday. But Jasmine Jasudavicius sets a UFC record for the biggest strike differential in a women's bout by a margin of 326 to 26 total strikes. Now, I know it's Priscilla Cachoeira, the same girl that Valentina Shevchenko essentially did the same thing to. But yes, 326 to 26. She outstruck her by 300 strikes. That is a women's UFC record, Jasmine Jasudavicius. I wanted to make that a point in this fighter spotlight. And then she takes on Ariana Da Silva, as we know. And guess what? Oh, sorry, Fatima Klein gets a unanimous decision at UFC Namajunas versus Cortez. So she's fighting under the card of someone that she fought recently. And then she takes on Ariana Da Silva, gets another submission win with that Bravo choke. November 2nd of 2024. Performance of the night bonus again. A freaking again. Okay? And then we get the performance that we saw on Saturday night. Jasmine Jasudavicius put it on Mayra Bueno Silva. Frustrated the shit out of her. Mayra Bueno Silva was literally complaining to her corner, complaining to the ref, complaining to everybody because she literally couldn't get Jasmine Jasudavicius off her. Okay. She was landing strikes on her, taking her down, putting her in chokes, taking her back, switching positions. Jasmine was doing whatever the fuck she wanted on Saturday night. Made that unanimous decision so easy. Smoked her. Absolutely smoked her. And I can't wait to see if she gets the rematch against Tracy Cortez, the rematch against Natalia Silva. A new fight against a person like Viviana Araújo or Caitlin Chukagian / Sermonara, if you don't know who Sermonara is. So many fun fights for her. I can't wait. I literally can't wait to see what Jasmine does next because she's a fun fighter. Regardless of her style not getting finishes, she can get the choke. She's searching for the choke every time. So it's not like she's not searching for finishes. In her last 4 fights, 2 finishes. Okay? So though her record doesn't show that she has a lot of finishes on her in the grand scheme of things, she's on the way. And she's starting to put it together and put a lot of submission wins together. So I'm excited to see the fighter that she turns into. Hopefully age isn't a factor because 35 is kind of high, especially for women's flyweight. But Valentina's still kicking, still killing it. So I got plenty of faith in Jasmine Jasudavicius. So she's my fighter spotlight of the week. Enjoy. We'll see what happens. And yeah.